Coming up on the list, old school gamers rejoice. Video games you loved as a kid are back and better than ever. Plus, go beyond the guacamole. 3 unusual ways to use avocados. But first, doctors making house calls like you've never seen before. Save money and your sanity with ER alternatives. That's at the top of our list right now.
Being sick or injured used to mean a trip to the emergency room, but that might not always be the best choice. Jimmy Rhodes found options that could be a lot more convenient depending on the care you need. Sorting out ER alternatives is what's the deal at the top of the list.
Emergency rooms stink. You're either sick or injured. It costs a ton, it's stressful, and it takes forever. Unless you love vinyl furniture, laminate flooring, and textured wallpaper, then they're great. There are more options than ever before, but when to use what can get confusing. So here's a rundown of ER alternatives. First up, retail health clinics.
When you need high-quality routine health care, think of Ready Clinic first.
Drugstores Rite Aid, Walgreens, and CVS, and some Target and Walmart locations offer clinical services.
Many people don't realize how debilitating the flu can be.
These stop-where-you-shop setups usually have limited hours and don't have licensed physicians on location. According to primary care physician Natasha Bouillon, they're about convenience.
Things that are pretty simple and pre-prescribed. Sports physicals are a good example. Flu shots are another good example. Minute clinics are a good and quick option for patients.
If in-store isn't convenient enough, how about seeing a doctor from your couch? It's possible with online medical services.
Do you really need to go all the way down to wherever you go to the doctors just to have a simple question answered?
There's a growing roster of web-based medical services such as MD Live, Live Health Online, and Amwell. Some charge by the minute, some have flat rates per consultation. You talk to a licensed physician who, depending on the laws in your state, can write you a prescription if needed. The best fit?
They can treat a lot of conditions based on symptoms or pictures or even video, like skin rashes, toenail fungus, even things like pink eye. Oftentimes you can describe your symptoms to a clinician and they can decide if they need to treat you or if you need further evaluation.
Next up, urgent care clinics. These can do everything the other services can do, plus they have doctors on staff for the hands-on work.
Urgent cares are often staffed by physicians who are on site. They can handle about 95% of things that walk in through that door, like a cut where you feel like you need stitches, you're throwing up, you don't know why, so you can get really quick, convenient care, and they can often help solve that mystery.
But for the really big stuff, the emergency room's still your best bet. Like for, say, head trauma, chest pain with a history of cardiovascular issues, or if you think you're having a stroke, head directly to the ER.
Anytime time is a factor, then it is important to go to emergency room.
And if necessary, ERs can admit you directly to the appropriate unit in their hospital. The time to get familiar with these options is before you need them. Knowing your ER alternatives is at the top of the list.
All right, this is serious. Another thing we need to make some critical decisions about: video games. Sure, you can go with the latest and greatest from Xbox or PlayStation, but throwbacks like Nintendo, Sega, and Atari are making plenty of noise of their own, blasting back to the future with retro consoles on the lowdown. Whether you're a boomer, Gen Xer, or millennial, there's a good chance you've been bitten by the retro video game bug.
Introducing the next generation from Nintendo.
The heavyweight game companies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s have come blasting back from the past to cash in on that nostalgia with consoles preloaded with retro classics. Ready Player One on our list, Nintendo.
It's a real race out there today, folks. People are driving like animals.
Nintendo's back after the success of last year's NES Mini. This year, it's the Super NES Classic based on the 90s console.
Now you're playing with power, superpower.
Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario Kart are among the 21 games you'll get, as well as 2 controllers.
They're 2 speeds, fast and way too fast.
It's out on September 29th for around $80 online and in stores everywhere. Player number 2 on our list is Sega, a notorious Nintendo rival.
The Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't.
And they're still at it.
Come here!
Sega's thrown down the gauntlet again by releasing its Genesis flashback system loaded with 85 games and 2 wireless controllers. You can pick it up online for $60 at atgames.net on September 22nd. Finally, Atari, the granddaddy of the console video game system, is set to release its new Atari box sometime in the near future. Reminiscent of the beloved 1977 Atari 2600, the new system will be HD compatible and have an SD card slot. No details on the games and specs yet, but we're pretty sure you'll see new versions of classics like Asteroids and Centipede. Retro consoles blasting back from the past.
You have seen the game, right? Wrong answer, man. Show 'em!
On the lowdown.
Well, from video games to Game of Thrones, we're about halfway through this season of the bloody drama, and if you find yourself wishing you could rule the Seven Kingdoms all the time, we've got the best Game of Thrones gear on the hit list.
That music means one thing. It's time for Game of Thrones. But do you qualify as a real fan if you don't own the merchandise?
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.
You can get in on the action without all the violence with number 1, a Game of Thrones board game.
You're in the great game now. And you have everything you've ever wanted.
You can get the game on Amazon for $57 and play with 3 to 6 people as you gather armies and try to take the Iron Throne.
Long may she reign.
But any fan knows it's not just about playing the game.
I drink and I know things.
At number 2, Game of Thrones beer and wine.
Have a drink with me.
Now you can by going to GameOfThronesWine.com and choosing between a Chardonnay or a red blend for $20 or choose a Cabernet for $40.
Please, have another cup.
You sure, Your Grace?
And it's not only wine. New York brewery Omegang has been releasing a new Game of Thrones-based beer each season, and this time is called Bend the Knee.
They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
You can bend the knee and raise a glass by going on Brewery Omegang's website and using their beer finder to locate the brew near you.
Listening to talkers makes me thirsty.
And last up, you can rep the realm with HBO's newly released clothing collections. The clothes are created by local designers like Anwar Carrots from LA.
So I've been in this world of streetwear culture and fashion or whatever since I was 15.
Each collection will be limited, and you can find its availability and price by following HBO on social media. Getting you geared up for Game of Thrones on the hit list.
And if you think the people on Game of Thrones are addicted to power, watch Americans melt down when there's a blackout. But don't worry, good news. We found some products that'll keep us powered up even if there's a lightning strike or an apocalypse. Off-the-grid gadgets on the tech list. Power makes the world go round, and if you have a source that's off the grid, your world will be that much better. Here are a few options. At number 1, LifePack Hustle. From the makers of the original LifePack backpack, this new line of briefcases and shoulder bags has some awesome upgrades.
Both bags include our new solar bag, drop-proof laptop storage, secret and secure pockets for your passport, credit cards, or travel cards, and our patented locking system.
Lock your pack to any post to safeguard it from thieves, and use the solar pack as a speaker or charger for your devices.
These are the most efficient compact solar panels available in the entire world.
And talk about accessories. The clip on the front can even be used as a bottle opener. You can back it on Kickstarter for $150. They plan to ship in December. Another fresh invention that's energy efficient. At number 2, the Wonder Wash, a hand-powered laundry machine. So the idea is you take your dirty laundry, detergent, water, put it all into this little guy, and start cranking. It holds up to 10 shirts or 2 pairs of jeans. Sure, it takes a little elbow grease, but after 2 minutes of spinning, your clothes should be clean in a more gentle way than machine washers. Use its spout to drain the water, then take them out. When it's all said and done, you got clean clothes using no energy. Let's hang these bad boys up. It goes for $45. At number 3, the Gravity Light 2. A bright idea Sir Isaac Newton and Thomas Edison might have teamed up on. You hang it high, say in your garage. Then you attach a weight to a beaded cord that's threaded through the device.
With Gravity Light, all you need is a weight.
Now hoist it up, and as the bag slowly falls to the ground, it generates power. A 6-foot drop will produce about 20 minutes of light.
I didn't think that there was anything more readily available than the sun until Jim pointed out said to me that gravity doesn't go to sleep at night.
This one's available for $80. Gadgets getting us off the grid on the lowdown.
Well, from off the grid to on your plate, avocados have grown so popular that consumption has doubled in the last decade. Lindsay Granger is showing us a few awesome ways to use the creamy green fruits on the breakdown.
A new study by credit card processing company Square says Americans spend a total of $900,000 a month on avocado toast. If that's the case, we shouldn't let any avocado go to waste.
The avocado craze is real. I'm dressing like an avocado.
Yeah. Sous chef at The Gladly, Donald Hawk, has 3 dishes you should create with your next avocado. First up, avocado butter.
This is just pureed avocado. And then to this, we are going to add sour cream and whipped buttermilk together.
Then add fresh lime juice, hot sauce, and fresh chives.
And some olive oil, because, you know, olive oil and avocado are both little healthy items.
Then use it as a spread for anything you would use butter on.
Use it on toast, you can serve it on waffles, you can serve it on pancakes, you serve it with fried chicken.
And it's a healthy alternative to butter. According to cooking site Jennifer's Kitchen, 1 tablespoon of butter can be 100 calories, while 1 tablespoon of avocado butter is only 47. Next up, avocado dressing. You can use it as a garnish for so many things.
Great on salads, vegetables, meat, fish.
And what are we putting it on today?
A nice, like, kind of ceviche-like dish with some raw black bass.
Start with your pureed avocado base and add some sour cream.
Sesame vinaigrette, a little sesame oil, and a little red wine mixed together.
Then add some lime juice.
We'll mix this up and it'll be a nice base for our fish.
There's no rules to avocado.
No, there's really not.
Top it off with any crunch you like. We use radish, corn tortilla, and peanuts. And finally, deep fried avocado. And no, it's not as unhealthy as it sounds.
It's a lot healthier than eating like a deep fried shrimp or deep fried fish.
First, make the batter by mixing flour and carbonated water. Then scoop out small pieces of your avocado with a spoon.
An avocado lady that looks like an avocado, scooping out her own avocado.
Mix it up, then deep fry the avocado. Think about serving this at your next party.
Unique uses of avocado on the breakdown. Let's try this.
All right, perfect.
Get this, in the early 1970s, sugar was touted as a diet suppressant. This time-traveling dietitian warns the 70s about the dangers of eggs.
Don't eat eggs.
Or maybe not.
We were wrong about the eggs.
Plus, the first streaming Netflix film was 11 hours long and rather odd. Get more facts about Netflix. And how affordable is it to live in your state? Stay tuned. There's more coming up on the list.
Worn down by the work week, even though it's only Wednesday, we've got 4 upcoming TV comedies to bump up your hump day on the hot list.
Get ready to have your mind blown.
The first TV comedy on our list, The Guest Book.
Thanks for taking me on vacation.
Anytime, sweetie.
The TBS Laugher kicks off Thursday with each of the 10 episodes focusing on a different set of vacationers checking into the same mountain town cottage.
Front door locked, back door always open.
Safe to say there will be enough memories to last a lifetime on these getaways.
I still believe in love.
Me too. I also believe in Jesus and ghosts.
From the mountains to New York City and some really difficult people at number 2.
Come on, everybody, it's time to have fun.
Billy Eichner and Julie Klausner star in this Hulu comedy that has a 10-episode 3rd season debuting Tuesday.
You have to laugh.
And hopefully you do laugh as you follow 2 struggling comedians you'll love to hate trying to make it in showbiz.
My life is going very well. I'm at a bowling alley about to sit down on a napkin.
Google my name. Only read me glowing praise.
Scrolling. Scrolling.
Both of the previous seasons, filled with celebrity cameos, are available to binge watch now.
That is brilliant.
Time to investigate the 3rd TV comedy on our list, Swedish Dicks.
We're a good team.
These guys are definitely a good comedy team. This show on Pop TV about the adventures of a couple unlicensed and unskilled detectives arrives next Wednesday.
Are you laying out photos in front of me?
No. Why would I be doing that? Because you're blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very blind.
You'll see Keanu Reeves in the series as well, as long as the pair of dicks don't shoot him first.
Seriously?
And this just in, the final TV comedy on our list is Weekend Update. It is getting its own show at number 4.
It's Weekend Update with Colin Jost and Michael Che.
The recurring Saturday Night Live segment is getting at least 4 episodes all to itself, premiering next Thursday on NBC.
What's that? I'm sorry, these ears are just decorative.
Just like the segment, Colin Jost and Michael Che will anchor, busting out one-liners based around the latest news headlines.
It was reported that Jennifer Lopez is now dating Alex Rodriguez. J-Lo and A-Rod go by the cool celebrity couple name of, you guessed it, Elena Fix Lodripes.
And if their zingers don't do it for you, worry not. Other SNL cast members will appear ready with impressions and their silliness.
People are gonna love it.
Big laughs on the small screen on the hot list.
And if there's one source of entertainment having an MVP season, it's Netflix. Millions of new subscribers, skyrocketing stock prices, and 91 nominations at the Emmys in September. Here are 5 things you didn't know about the streaming behemoth.
Netflix, TV shows and movies at your command for $8 a month.
First thing you didn't know about Netflix, co-founder Reed Hastings got the idea for the company in 1997 when he was charged $40 for a late VHS copy of Apollo 13.
Houston, we have a problem.
He was upset about it, and when he later went to work out, he realized he liked the gym's monthly fee policy much more.
I feel like this is my new favorite show.
You say that about every show.
Because right now, actually, all shows are amazing. It's the golden age of television.
Next, this is impressive. 10 years ago, they were mailing you other people's films. This year, they're streaming 21 original movies like Death Note, which will be released on August 25th.
We could change the world.
And their most expensive ever, Bright, a $90 million production that stars Will Smith as a cop in a world where humans live side by side with mythical creatures.
Just because they're different doesn't mean anybody's better or worse than anybody.
Third thing you didn't know about Netflix, the first video content they ever streamed was a bizarre 11-minute test film they made called Example Show. And I mean bizarre. Next up, their unorthodox management style focuses on freedom and responsibility and allows workers as many days off as they want. They offer generous severance packages so managers won't feel guilty about letting an average employee go to replace them with someone extraordinary. CEO Hastings' philosophies are contained in a PowerPoint that more than 10 million people have seen online.
But please, watch responsibly.
And finally, in the year 2000, Blockbuster Video could have bought Netflix for $50 million, but declined.
This is going to be a big year for us.
Netflix is now worth billions, and Blockbuster, well, they can hardly afford $8.99 a month for a Netflix account.
Blockbuster Video, wow, what a difference.
And that's 5 things you didn't know about Netflix. Get this, 35% of Americans have been on a blind date in the past year. We asked the List fans on Facebook to name something you should never do on a first date. Our top 3 favorite comments are, number 1, fart, which surprisingly is the most popular answer by far. Number 2, get married. Number 3, call your probation officer or cut off your ankle bracelet. Yep, that's probably a good call. What would your answer be? The conversation is still hot, so go to our Facebook page right now.
Welcome back, friends. Today on the Buzz List, we look at how affordable it is to live in various states.
That's right. Recently, an article from the financial website Go Banking Rates found out what it would take financially to live in all 50 states according to the cost of living.
Now, you can guess some of the most expensive ones like California, New York, and Hawaii, but we checked out the list and picked some of the most affordable.
All right, here we go. Coming in at number 3, Indiana.
It costs 12% less than the national average to live in the Hoosier State with affordable transportation, healthcare, and housing.
And get this, housing is a cool 24% lower than the national average.
Not too shabby.
Not at all.
All right, coming in at number 2, Michigan.
Residents of the Great Lakes state enjoy paying almost 12% less than the average American for common living expenses such as food.
That's right. The largest saving is housing costs, which are about 23% lower than the rest of the country.
Detroit's making a comeback.
Yes,
Go Detroit.
Right.
And coming in at number 1 for our pick of the most affordable state, Oklahoma.
All right, folks, the big win here, grocery bills, which are 7% lower than the national average, and transportation costs, which are about 12% lower.
Yeah, that's really good. And not to mention cheap housing and bonus, great college football, huh? Go Sooners.
Didn't know you were a fan.
Well, now you know. For the complete article, head on over to thelisttv.com.
And that's our Buzz List.
Want to binge watch The List? Stream us on Roku. Access more trends, deals, and life hacks on TV's #1 streaming device. Add The List to your Roku now. On the next list: 1. Paying way too much for cable. Hidden channels on your TV that are totally free. 2. Become a master of your own brew. Making beer at home is easier than you think.
Dude, that's delicious.
And 3. Before Rover runs away, tiny tech that can help you protect your pet.
There you are.
All that on tomorrow's list.
All right, everybody, let's travel through time to find out what's really healthy and what really isn't. A fun look at what not to eat on the Viral List.
I'm from the future. I'm here to warn you, don't eat that food.
This is Funny or Die's latest comedic creation, Time Travel Dietitian.
Don't eat eggs.
Oh my God, thank you.
You're welcome.
So nice that he traveled back to save that man from making such a terrible... Wait, what's he doing now?
Wait! Stop!
You're back!
Yeah. We were wrong about the eggs.
This is just the start of the health confusion. See the whole thing unfold on thelisttv.com.
I'm sorry I ruined your meal.
Apology accepted. Cooking up comedy on the Viral List.
Do you want some eggs?
I'd love some.
You know what? I can't wait for the sequel when he goes back in time to help everyone with gluten.
Or how about red wine? Every time they change their mind on wine, that piece would be an hour long, right?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone.
We'll see you again tomorrow.